welcome to another episode of Chicago Talks. I am your host, Ray, and today I am accompanied by myself. Today is a special episode. It'll be a short episode that's short and sweet. I just wanted to give a little introduction about myself and what it is that I do and my job as the host and the producer of this show. So, I'm Ray Will. I am the producer and I am the host of Chicago Talks and Her World Media. I am also the CEO, the creative director, and the visionary of Hydro Writing, which is a multimedia brand that specializes in articulating creativity with fluidity. I am also an author and I'm a poet. And with the brand that I created, Hydro Writing, because I am a multifaceted and creative individual, I wanted to birth a brand that reflects that. So, because I wear many hats, I wanted to be of service to other people who also have brands. So, you can also say I'm a content creator. I create content for people's businesses, to keep their page lively. A lot of people who are entrepreneurs, they do everything by themselves. So, I offer my services to just help things flow a little bit better for them. Because it is a multimedia brand, everything that I do obviously revolves around media. So, I also do social media management, and I host, obviously, this platform. I will have a podcast coming soon, and I'm going to be talking about a lot of interesting topics. So, hopefully, you guys tune into that, and then once everything is, set in stone, I will share that with you guys on a later note. I do have a book. I have a poetry book that I just published in December. It's called Behind Closed Doors, and it's a faith-based book. And what I mean by that is, for a while, I've been wanting to write a poetry book, which I started like 3, 4, maybe 5 years ago. After a while, it just kind of faded to the back. For some mysterious reason, it got deleted. Now, it wasn't in its entirety, so I wasn't too upset about that, but I felt some type of way because I'm like, damn, but I'm a firm believer everything happens for a reason. And the poetry book that I created last year, the poetry that's within it is far better than what I wrote before, because just for maturity reasons, like my writing I feel like there are different phases of my poetry, so it's just matured over time, and I'm very proud of it. I will definitely link it for you guys, and hopefully you check it out. It's over 30 poems. They're not long. They're about a page. Every poem is about a page, except for some maybe like 3 or 4. Some might be like a page and a half. But the things that I put in it, I would hope that somebody, which I believe that somebody will, take heed to the messages that I'm saying. But it ranges from a lot of different topics. So if you're interested in reading it, definitely I will link that below. It's on Amazon. So check it out. Support your girl. You feel me? Our YouTube page, which is Hydro Williams Media. It is a collaboration of a media group that I host for, obviously. But the media company is called Williams Media Group, LLC. The executive producer, which is Anthony Williams, he will be on the show. But for his show, it'll be live, so you have to catch us on Instagram. It'll be on YouTube too. But Her World Media and Chicago Talks are actually his brands. And he decided to start these platforms because he wanted to give women voices. And from his background, just a little bit about him, he did serve and he realized how women were being treated just in general. So he wanted to give women a platform in order for them to be themselves, in order to get the recognition they deserve. And he wanted his brand to just be all women based, so women have that empowerment that they need. We talk to a lot of different women. It's sports, arts, people who do what I do. It's just a large variety of different women who are in different fields. So that was the whole purpose of him creating this brand. And with Hydro Williams Media. Like I said, it's a collaboration, so it's my brand, also his. Just put together. It was a rebrand, so we just started everything over, and I just been helping with him, things like that. So like I said, he'll be on the show soon to talk more about him, his company, of his brand, his vision, his ideas, and things like that. So you get acquainted with him as well. So I wanted to speak on two things, more than two things, but for this part, I want to speak on the journey that it took for me to get here, as well as the importance of not giving up when you don't have a clear direction. Now, my journey started, I'm going to take it back to college. So, when I first went to university, I first attended Illinois State, and I didn't do very well. And I want to say it's because I wasn't focused, and I didn't really have an idea of what I wanted to do. But when I went there, I majored in family consumer sciences, and I told myself I wanted to be a therapist, or I just wanted to be along the lines of just helping people. And then that didn't go great at all. So when I left, I actually had to sit down with myself and realize, what the heck am I good at, or what do I have a passion for, or what comes easy to me? And I came to the conclusion that writing is in my blood, and it's just something that just comes like that for me, and I love to do it. At that time, I wasn't really into poetry, but earlier on in the years, I was writing poetry, and I didn't take it serious. It was just something that I did for pastime. But as I got older, I realized, like, nah, girl, you actually can write. You feel me? And even when it came to like expository writing for school and stuff like that, like, it always came easy to me. So from that point, I'm like, I'm just gonna do something with writing. So I ended up going to Harold Washington. I took a year off, and I went to Harold Washington. Now people are like, oh, you take a year off for a semester off of school, you're not gonna go back. It's not for everybody. It's not everybody's case. But I went to Harold Washington, and I didn't have a major because I didn't want to put myself in a box. I did want to major in communications because it was along the lines of what I wanted to do, because I did have an idea of doing PR. So I know with communications I would be able to do a lot. Journalism, just whatever I wanted to do with it. And I took a lot of different classes, and I graduated 2023 in May. I was still writing a little bit. I was going to open mics and things like that. I picked the pen up and I put it down every now and then. And I remember I did an open mic, and this woman told me, she said, don't ever stop being creative. And when she told me that, I definitely was writing a little bit more, but then I stopped because I didn't have the flame. Even though the flame was still in me, it's just I couldn't ignite it. And it got ignited again in like March, April 2024. And I was just writing poems left and right. I was writing excerpts. I was writing short analogies. I was just writing a whole lot of different things. And it just wouldn't stop. But when it came to writing my book, I just had poems left and right. And I just started putting it in a Google Doc. And I'm just like, it was never a thought, but I'm like, let's just turn this into a book. So that's what I did. But every now and then I think about just never stop being creative, because you just never know who's going to read it. You never know who's going to touch. You never know who is going to discover it and put you on to people and take you far, you know. So my journey definitely entailed with a lot of faith and just keep going. Like, no matter what nobody says about you, what you got going on, just keep going. Everybody is given a gift. Everybody are given talents for a sole purpose, and it's to be of service to other people. And because I wanted to help people, I wanted to be a therapist, but now I'm helping people in more creative ways. So my brand allows me to use the gifts and talents that I was blessed with, and I'm still helping people. So that's all that matters. But when you don't have a clear direction of what you want to do, never give up. Walk by faith and not by sight. It's when you walk by sight, you can stop a lot of things from happening for you, and you can miss a lot of opportunities if you just overthink about stuff. And like I said, my poetry book is a faith-based book because I just did it. I didn't really have a thought like, okay, I'm gonna plan out, I'm gonna write a book, blah blah blah, woo woo woo. No, I just wrote a heck of poems on a Google Doc, and one day I'm like, yeah, let me just turn this into a book. That's what I did. If you have an idea, if you have a dream, have a passion, have a deep desire to do something, just do it. You just never know what direction it'll take you in. You never know who you'll meet along those journeys. And I'm grateful for the things that I've been through, even my dark times, especially my light times. Well, no, especially my dark times, because the dark times is what allowed me to actually sit in certain things and reflect on what I was supposed to learn from it and how I'm supposed to grow from it. You got to take the good with the bad, take the salt with the sugar, and just keep going. Some goals that I am going to reach, I'm going to say accolades, because baby, we about to go far. Some accolades that I want to accomplish are to partner with bigger brands, put myself in rooms that I would have never imagined, and just meet people who've been in the industry for years and they're making a statement. My initial thing obviously is to work with smaller brands, especially with our people. We got a lot of stuff going on in our community, and I want to be of service to those who look like me and who are taking those steps in faith and being an entrepreneur, because it's hard. It's hard when you overthink it too much, but just being an entrepreneur, money is it's only hard when you think way too much about money. Like, you're not gonna be a millionaire overnight. Let's just be realistic about the situation. When you're an entrepreneur, you're believing in yourself, you're believing in your capabilities, and you just want to help other people, or you just want to give to others. Whether you have a clothing brand, a media brand, food services, candy services, whatever the case is, if you just believe in what you can do, and you believe in your craft, and you know that other people will take heed to it. So yeah, being an entrepreneur is, I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur. I've never really saw myself working for somebody till I retire. I know that you have to work for other people to put money in your pocket. I understand that 100%. But it's just my vision, like going forward for my future, for my children, and just working, but not making it feel like work. I love doing what I do, and it brings me happiness. Like, I'm using my creativity. Like, when do you do that on a regular basis at your job? Like, it depends on what job you have and you use it, but the jobs that I was doing, you don't use your creativity, so it allowed me to use it more. It allowed me to meet a lot of different people. Even when I was working my regular job in retail, I was meeting people who had businesses, meeting people who was just doing things, you know what I'm saying? And it just widened my perspective of, like, I know that eventually I'm gonna work for myself. I just don't know when that time will come. I'm not gonna question it. I just know that it'll come. And lo and behold, here I am. I'm just taking those steps to go further. And I know I'm gonna go further because I trust in God. And like I said, you don't have a clear direction. You'll never have a clear direction when you walk with God. He's never gonna tell you everything that you're gonna go through, everything's gonna happen. No. If you trust in Him, just walk with Him. If you got faith, just walk with Him. he gonna walk with you. You feel me? Like, don't discourage yourself. And if you don't believe in God, whoever you believe in, just have that faith and trust in it. Just go and do it. Nothing stopping you but you, you know? So, yeah. But, just working with smaller brands that will eventually grow into well-known brands, and then they'll be in the top tier, you feel me, of brands. But I do also want to work with brands that are already up there, you know, because like I said, I could be in rooms I never would imagine, and grow my brand just in general. Like, it's just me doing everything, and I'm fine with that because it keeps me busy, you know what I'm saying? But I know eventually I'm gonna have a team, so, you know, the more I meet people, the more I network, that team will come into fruition. So yeah, hydro riding is my baby. Like, I never knew exactly what I wanted as far as like a brand or a company. I just knew I wanted to help people, you know. So I'm glad that I actually took those steps into bringing it to light. You know, if I would have never went through the things I went through, I probably wouldn't even be here today doing this. So I thank God and I thank myself for just keep walking. So yeah, that's a little bit about me. I didn't want to make this a super long episode. I just wanted to come here and say hi and bye type of vibe, just so you get to know me a little bit better. I just wanted to say, like, never stop believing in yourself. Even if you don't have the support system that you thought you have or you want to have, that support starts with you. If you have a vision, just do it. Don't tell nobody the stuff that you're doing. The title of my book, Behind Closed Doors, I didn't tell nobody I was writing a book. After I published it, I sent text messages to people. I even posted on my personal Instagram, like, boom, I published a book, y'all. What's up? You feel me? So don't tell nobody what you got going on, because if you're tough skinned and you know people are gonna talk blah blah blah, you may not really care about what they got to say. You know what I'm saying? Because you true to yourself, you authentic. You know what I'm saying? So just keep doing that. But if you're somebody who cares about what other people think, baby, you gotta change that. In this world, I understand the world is a sensitive place now, but you gotta be tough skinned and not care what nobody got to say. Everybody has their own opinion. Don't listen to it. If you want to be different, be different. There's nothing wrong with being authentic.